What is up? Welcome back to the How to Vegan podcast. My name is Kristen Pound. I am the host of this podcast, and I am, as always, hella stoked that you are tuning in today. Today's episode has actually been requested quite a bit, especially from those who follow me on Instagram, because they have noticed over the past few months that my skin has cleared up so much, like so much. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that throughout this episode, why it's happened, and the products I use, and some tips for healthy, glowing skin, and all of that stuff. So like I said, I'm really stoked that you're listening today, and I'm also really stoked because today's episode is sponsored again by the lovely Osea Malibu. They are the original plant-based, results-driven skincare line, and oh my god, you guys, I absolutely am in love with their products. I'm going to be talking about this more in a little bit, and I have a little friend discount code for you, so I'll give that to y'all in a little bit. But like I said, I am loving their products, and I have a feeling that you will too. So just a couple of things before we dive right into today's episode. If you're not following the How to Vegan podcast Instagram account, then go do that. It's just at howtoveganpodcast. I absolutely love connecting with you guys there. You can also follow me on my personal account, which is kristen.pound. Again, love connecting with you guys there. I love when you send me DMs saying that you found the podcast and that you're enjoying it. So feel free to reach out, connect with me there. And if you're listening to the episode and you're really enjoying it, take a screenshot on your phone if you can, and feel free to share it and tag me at Kristen Pound, tag the podcast account. Again, it's just at How to Vegan Podcast, and I will most definitely share it because I absolutely love when you guys share the podcast with your peeps as well. And definitely make sure you are subscribed or following on your favorite podcast listening platform. So whether that's Spotify or Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the How to Vegan Podcast YouTube channel, then go do that as well. It's another great place to leave a comment, to suggest episodes, all of that stuff. So go subscribe to the How to Vegan Podcast YouTube channel if you haven't yet. And if you ever just need a jumping off point and really just can't remember where to go, then just head to my website, kristenpound.com. By the way, it's Kristen. I don't know why my parents decided to spell it that way, but they did. I think they thought the IN was too girly, which I can see that, but it does sound like Kristen, but it's definitely EN. So KristenPound, just like the word pound.com. And you can click on the podcast tab. You'll find everything you need there. That is where I keep like the full show notes. So anything that I mention in this episode will be there. Any links, all the YouTube videos, the links to find the podcast on all of the podcast listening platforms, all of that stuff. So if you haven't checked out my website yet, go to kristenpound.com. I have recipes, I've got all these podcasts on there and more, so go check that out. And if you ever just want to go directly to the podcast section of my website, then just type in kristenpound.com. I think I've been saying / or /. I've been saying the wrong one. I think I've been saying / podcast, and I think it's / podcast. Anyway, / podcast, whichever one is used in websites or URLs or whatever, and you'll find everything that you need there. And if you're super loving the podcast, which I really hope you are, then please head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and a review. It really means a lot to me. It helps more people see the podcast. We're slowly rising in the ranks of the Apple Podcasts and iTunes alternative health nutrition podcasts. So the more people that go leave a rating and leave a review, the better. So I really appreciate if you have done that. And if you haven't, please go do that. It doesn't take too much time at all, and it really, really helps the podcast. And just feel free to tell anyone that might be interested about this podcast. If you have friends or family members or anybody that you know who might be interested in going vegan or eating less meat or anything like that, then tell them about this podcast. It's called How to Vegan. Y'all know that. I don't know why I just told you that, but go ahead, share that vegan love. Like I always say, it feels good, and that ripple effect is real. It spreads and it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. And you never know what you telling one person might do. It might make a huge difference in their life, and they might change other people's lives. So share the podcast with anyone who you think might love it. Okay, and one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys about before we dive into the episode. It's really exciting. I have been selected as one of 25 expert speakers to present in the global online conference called Visionary Vegan Woman. And this airs from October 7th to October 12th. It's an online kind of summit conference type thing. And my topic is eco-conscious living and raising your vibration by aligning with your true self. It's going to be really amazing. It's going to be, it's such an amazing event. And I'm so excited that I was selected to be a part of this. And just a heads up, my interview, my little topic that I'm talking about, is going to air on October 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And you can register for this completely free event at visionaryveganwoman.com. I'll leave a link in the show notes for you guys, so you can just click on that and go register. And some of the other people that I'm speaking alongside with is Lauren Toyota of Hot for Food. If you've listened to my top 10 vegan YouTubers, then you know that I absolutely love Hot for Food, love Lauren Toyota, so that is such an honor for me to be speaking alongside her. I'm also speaking alongside Ruby Roth, who is the author of We Don't Eat Animals and other really awesome children's books about veganism, Victoria Moran, who wrote Main Street Vegan, and so many other amazing women. It's going to be so much fun and super, super transformational. So go sign up. Like I said, it's totally free to all who register. So click on that link or just head to visionaryveganwoman.com and sign up right now. Alrighty, now let's get into today's topic, my vegan skincare routine. Okay, so I'm essentially just gonna kind of walk you through my day and tell you what I do to take care of my skin on my face. And then I'm gonna leave you with some really awesome tips for healthy, glowing, vibrant skin. So definitely stay tuned to the end because these tips are super helpful and they've completely helped transform my face and it just looks so much better. Like some of you have noticed on my Instagram and my YouTube channel, I've had some comments, some DMs from a few of you saying like, what are you doing with your skin? It looks so much better. And it's true. I used to have not the best skin. And this kind of skincare routine has helped so much beyond words. And I just really appreciate those of you who have reached out and said something because it really means a lot to me. My skin has been kind of my number one insecurity, to be honest. It's been my number one insecurity and I try my best to cover it up in videos and stuff like that. And I'm not having to do that as much anymore. And it feels so good. It just feels freeing and I just feel so much more confident. So thank you to those of you who have reached out to me and said something. And if you're not following me on YouTube, or I guess it's not called following, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's just Kristen Pound, my name, and we're getting close to 13,000 subscribers on there, which is really, really exciting. I post about veganism, eco-conscious living, healthy recipes. I do some vlogs and what I eat in a day, all of that stuff. So go find Kristen Pound on YouTube, subscribe to me, and we can stay connected there as well. Okay, now let's talk about the morning time. What do I do when I get up in the morning to kind of get this skin fresh and glowing for the day? So the first thing that I typically do is I wash my face. Sometimes I'll rinse it if it just feels really, really clean and I don't have any kind of blemishes or anything like that. So the first thing I do is I wash my face with Osea's cleanser, and I'm using their like ocean cleanser. Oh, it is so good. This is like the best. I absolutely love this cleanser. I've tried out some in the past that worked, but this one by far is just so good for my skin. I can tell it is absolutely amazing. So their ocean cleanser is a balancing daily seaweed gel cleanser, and it's really mineral rich. It has organic seaweed in it, which that is like their secret ingredient to most of their skincare stuff is this amazing seaweed. And so I use this on my face in the morning. It just really helps remove excess oil and surface impurities, and it really hydrates my skin and makes my skin look absolutely healthy, and it just looks great. One of the other little secret ingredients in there is vegan lactic acid, which is actually derived from beets, and it helps to just like gently exfoliate your skin, and it really helps your pore size kind of go down. Well, it minimizes the visibility of your pores, and it just smells so good and it feels so good on my skin. So typically in the morning, I wake up and I use their ocean cleanser. Again, if my skin is looking really clear and feeling really healthy, then sometimes I'll just rinse my face and go about my day from there. But lately I've been using their ocean cleanser, and let me tell you, I can tell a difference. Oh, and just a heads up, I'll leave links for all of the products and everything that I mentioned in the show notes. So if there's a specific product or something that I talk about and you're really interested in it, you can go to kristenpound.com, podcast tab, find this episode, and everything will be in the show notes. Okay, so after I either rinse or wash my face, the second thing I do is I use a toner that I just made at home, really cheap, really simple. It's just apple cider vinegar and filtered or distilled water, and I just put them together in like an old salad dressing jar that I cleaned out really well. And I do like half apple cider vinegar, half water, and just shake it up. And I put it on a cotton ball and wipe it all over my face and let it dry. And it is like the best toner ever. I'll explain a little bit about why I really like to use this on my face. And it's just, I've noticed a huge difference in my skin since using this toner. And like I said, it's just homemade, it's simple, and it's super effective. And yes, I do use a cotton ball as of now, but I'm really wanting to make my skincare routine and my beauty routine and really just like my household cleaning product and everything routine, everyday living, more zero waste or low impact. So I'm really hoping to soon get some like little cotton rounds that are reusable that you wash in the washing machine. But I don't have a sewing machine as of now, and I haven't made that leap and even looked to see where I can get some of those. So that's kind of my next step, is really making this skincare routine a little bit more zero waste, low impact, eco-friendly. But as of now, I'm just going to share with you what I'm doing, and maybe I'll do like an updated skincare routine in the future that's a little bit more zero waste, or a lot more zero waste, hopefully. But I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing right now. So some of this stuff isn't going to be super low impact or zero waste, but I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there. So then after that toner has dried, then I'll use a moisturizer. And again, I am using the Osea Blemish Balm Moisturizer. And this is my absolute favorite product that I have from them. Like, oh my God, I absolutely love it. It's really lightweight and it really balances out your blemishes. And it's called Blemish Balm. And I can tell you, normally any kind of moisturizer I cannot put on my chin. So I'll just tell you guys, I normally suffer from horrible, like I guess not horrible, but really bad every month hormonal acne. Like it just shows up on my skin. Can't really seem to do anything about it until recently. And it's a thing that I've had to deal with. And this is what the insecurity stems from, is this hormonal acne, these blemishes that show up on my chin essentially every single month without fail. And they're typically pretty deep and pretty painful, and it just drives me crazy. So normally I couldn't put any moisturizer on my chin. Like I hadn't found anything that I could put on my chin, because I could tell as soon as I did, it would just start causing like acne to form, like deep, bad acne. This is the first moisturizer in my whole life that I can actually put all over my face, including my chin, and it doesn't clog my pores, which feels so good because I don't have to be careful about not putting it on my chin. And like I said, it's just really lightweight, but it's really powerful, and it's just hydrating, but not, it doesn't clog your pores, and it just, again, minimizes the appearance of like oil. It soothes redness and irritation, and it has organic algae in it, and it smells absolutely amazing. Like this one smells the best out of anything that I've really ever put on my face. I brought this to a girls' cabin trip, and everybody, every like not 5 seconds, but every day throughout the day, people are like, can I use some more of that? Like it just feels so good and it smells so good. So this is one of my favorite things that I have. It's more for like an oily or blemish prone skin type. So if that doesn't sound like you, then you might want to try a different moisturizer. But this is what I've been using, and oh man, I can tell the biggest difference. And I'm so thankful for this product because I can finally moisturize my whole face and not be worried about breaking out. And just so you know, all of Osea's products are non-toxic. Everything is plant-based and vegan. They really have a strong connection to their ingredient source. It's all sourced really ethically. And most of their products contain bioavailable seaweed that they source themselves in a really ethical way down in Patagonia, in the frigid waters down there. And this is their secret ingredient because, oh man, it's I don't know what it is. It's beautiful and I love it so much. And like I said, they're really responsible about how they source their ingredients. So they really make sure when they're gathering the seaweed that they're not, using invasive methods that damage marine life or the ocean floor. They're really on top of how they're sourcing these ingredients, which I've used products in the past that I know they're not sourcing it that way. So it really makes me feel good to know that these products are ethically sourced, they're vegan, cruelty-free, all of the things that I want when I'm looking for a skincare product. And if you don't believe me, I highly recommend going and reading the reviews on their website. I'll leave a link for their website in the show notes. And oh my God, the reviews are amazing. Like, I hadn't looked through these until a few days ago, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm not the only one that thinks this. So if you're semi-skeptical, go read the reviews on their website, because they really are mind-blowing at how many other people really feel the same way I do, which is really, really cool. And I do just want to mention that yes, this episode is sponsored by Osea, but as you guys know, I would never promote something just because someone was like, I want to sponsor you. I have turned down multiple companies who want to sponsor this podcast because I didn't fully love their product, or I don't fully align with their company, and everything about their company has to kind of align for me and feel good for me, or else I'm not gonna want them to sponsor an episode. So I am absolutely in love with their products, and that's really why I accepted them as a sponsor. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that even in the future, anybody that I get to sponsor an episode, it's not just going to be someone just because I want the money. To be honest, I mean, it's not about that for me. I really want to highlight companies that are doing the right thing and have amazing products. So if you ever hear me talking about something, it's because I absolutely, truly, truly love it. You guys never have to worry about that from me. I'm not going to just be getting sponsors for sponsorship. That's just not the way I want to roll. And I want you guys to trust me, and I want you to trust my judgment, and to know that I'm not just pushing shit on you guys because I want money. That's just not what I'm doing. I know there's lots of other podcasts that do that, but I don't feel like that is right. So just a heads up, I just wanted to let you guys know that, because a lot of people do that, but I'm not going to. Okay, so just a little bit about why I use this apple cider vinegar toner, because I've had a lot of people ask me about it. Well, there's a couple of reasons. So when we wash our face with soap or with a cleanser, two things happen. Number one, we remove the debris and like bacteria from our face. And unfortunately, soap also changes the skin's pH from acid to alkaline, and it just like washes off the protective film, which is called the acid mantle. And that protective film is really, really important in keeping the good bacteria in and keeping the bad bacteria out. So when we wash our face, some of that can kind of get stripped away, and it can really, like I said, let in harmful bacteria, germs, pollutants, all that stuff. The acid mantle is really like an invisible little veil that keeps, like I said, the good stuff in, the bad stuff out. And we just want the acid mantle to be slightly acidic, and therefore it's the most like naturally balanced. So when the skin is slightly acidic, that is optimal. So using the apple cider vinegar toner returns it to its like slightly acidic state. And oh my God, let me tell you guys, this has made such a difference. Like I said, like I can just tell as soon as I started doing this, a huge difference in like the health of my skin. So if you've never tried this and you're interested, like I said, this is a super cheap and easy way to restore your pH balance of your skin. So try it out if you haven't yet, and it might make a difference in your skin too. Okay, so next part of my skincare routine. I typically go to the gym in the morning. So after I get home from the gym, I will, number one, remove any makeup with like some makeup remover wipes. Like I said earlier, I really want to upgrade to something more eco-friendly though. But right now, the best thing that I found that works for my skin is just some like makeup remover wipes. I definitely always make sure they're vegan and cruelty-free. I don't have like a favorite brand. I kind of get whatever is on sale at my kind of like local co-op, but that is what I typically use to remove my makeup. And then I'll wash my face in the shower with that ocean cleanser, again from Osea, using like a spinning brush type system. You know, it has like batteries in it, it's waterproof, and it spins. And oh man, it exfoliates. And so I just pop some of that like Osea ocean cleanser on there on the little brush, and I just apply that all over my face, and I can feel it with that lactic acid in the cleanser. I can feel it like super exfoliating my face, and it feels so good. So that exfoliator brush with that cleanser, I can tell is just, that is like the number one thing that my skin has responded to, is that spinning brush with this cleanser. And it's just like, it just is magic. It feels like magic. I'm like, how is this working so well? So we'll wash my face with that. And then when I get out of the shower, again, I'll do the apple cider vinegar plus water toner, kind of all over my face, let that dry, and then I use that Osea blemish balm again. And then the last part of my vegan skincare routine is right before bed. If I have any makeup on, again, I'll use makeup remover wipes to get that off, and I'll wash my face with the Osea Ocean Cleanser, use the apple cider vinegar and water toner, and the blemish balm, again, at night. And like I said at the beginning of the skincare routine, I don't always put the moisturizer on. I don't always wash my face. I just kind of do what feels best for me, but that's typically on like a day where I'm wearing makeup, or maybe I'm recording a video or something like that, and I feel like I need to wash my face and put on that blemish balm a little bit more. Or maybe it's around the time of my period and I just feel like my skin needs a little bit more loving. Lately, I haven't been having to wash my face as much or use that blemish balm as much because my skin is just so much healthier looking. But when I first started using their products, it was on a more regular basis. So you just have to find what works for your skin and go from there. And then if I have any like little blemish friends trying to peek their way through my face, usually on my chin, then I use the Osea Essential Corrective Complex, which is, like all of their other stuff, absolutely amazing. It's really clarifying and it balances your face oil. So if you have any blemishes, it's like a little roller thing, and you kind of just like, I put it on my finger. I always make sure my hands are clean when I'm touching my face. So I put it on a little roller, dab some on my finger, get some on my finger, and then anywhere I have like a little blemish or a little acne friend trying to poke their way through my face, which isn't happening as much as it used to, but oh man, it used to happen so much. It was so annoying. So I'll just put some of that on my face or on the like little blemish, and it makes such a big difference. Like I've used stuff like this in the past where it's like, oh, a blemish is poking through, put this stuff on there, or put toothpaste on there. It works perfectly. And usually I wake up in the morning and it's like 100 times worse. This stuff actually works. I don't know exactly why it works so well, but I went onto their website the other day and was reading through reviews of this because I was kind of like, does everybody else feel this way? Does this work like this? And there were people in there like, oh my God, my boyfriend uses this. I mean, I use this all the time and I don't know what it is, but it works so perfectly. So again, if you're questioning any of these products or want to know more, then go read their reviews because again, this stuff works amazingly. And it just has tea tree oil, white thyme, and juniper. Your pores look smaller. It helps with breakouts. It helps with that oily shine. And it's just a really good like spot solution. You can use it as like an all over treatment if you want like a kind of vibrant look. But this is like my little secret go-to, and it's small, so you can just keep it in your bag. And if something starts to feel like it's coming through, because I can always tell by feeling like on my face, I'm like, oh, I can feel that tightness. I can feel that kind of like, to me, it would always feel like a pin, like a teeny pin was like stuck in my face. So if I ever get that feeling, I just pop some of that on there and it typically goes away. I would say like 95% of the time it is reduced in size at least, if not completely goes away, which before, like I said, anything I use like this, anything like cheap or like I said, toothpaste, which is supposed to really work, I feel like it made it worse. So this stuff actually works. So if you're looking for something like a spot treatment thing, then try their Essential Corrective Complex because I love it. Okay, so since I've been completely raving about Osea's products, when I first planned to do this skincare routine episode, I hadn't tried Osea stuff yet. So I was just going to talk about what I do and not really talk about the products that I use because I hadn't really found anything I loved yet. And then I had this scheduled to do and they wanted to sponsor some episodes and I was like, oh, this will work perfectly because I absolutely love these products. So I just wanted to take this time to give you guys my little friend discount code. So as you can tell, I absolutely love their products. I don't need to go into too much more depth here, pretty obvious, but it's just, they're an amazing company. It was founded by a woman back in 1996. It's still really family driven and they're just great people and they really care about the earth. They really care about the ingredients that they're putting into their products and it's totally obvious and I absolutely love them. So if this is sounding like something that you might want to try, then I have a little friend discount code for you. You can use the code howtovegan, same name as this podcast, no spaces, just howtovegan, all one word, at checkout and you'll get $10 off your first purchase of $50. And I highly recommend at least trying a couple of their things, especially if you suffer from any of the stuff that I've talked about, because like I said, my biggest insecurity has been my skin. And now that that's kind of going away, I feel so much more confident and I don't have to put as much makeup on my face, which again causes more acne. So it's been really like a life-changing thing for me. And I kind of always thought that the products that you use don't matter a lot. Like my mom kind of had that outlook as well. Like, oh, the active ingredient is the same in the cheap stuff, so let's just use that. But this really opened my eyes to like, oh, the quality of ingredients and the quality of the products actually makes a huge difference. I wish I would have found out about this stuff sooner. So like I said, if you're dealing with any of the stuff that I've mentioned or anything else that you feel like might really benefit from trying out their stuff, then go check out their website. There's like a little skin quiz that you can do. And it'll tell you kind of that they'll figure out kind of the type of skin you have, any issues, and they'll suggest products that might be great for you. And they have other stuff too. It's not just for women. It's not just for your face. They have body oils and anti-aging things for your hands and body, and they have face masks, and they've got a lot of stuff. So it's not just the things that I'm mentioning. They have a lot. And if you take that little skincare quiz, then you'll find out what might work best for your skin. So again, check out their website. It'll be in the show notes. Or if you just want to go directly there, it's oseamalibu.com, and that's OSEA Malibu.com. And when you're checking out, again, use the code howtovegan and you'll get $10 off your first purchase of $50. And if you have any questions for me about this, then feel free to reach out and I'll happily answer any questions you have about the products that I have or anything else. Really loving their products. And I was so stoked that they wanted to sponsor one of my episodes. So really thankful for them. They're amazing. Go check out their website. I have a feeling that you will really, really like their products. Okay, so a question that I get a lot is how often should you wash your face? And after hearing my skincare routine, I can see why some of you might be like 3 times a day. That is fucking insane. But the rule is just to use common sense. Like always wash your face after a workout to prevent breakouts, wash excessively oily skin morning and night. That's what I used to do. I used to wash my face in the morning and I used to wash my face at night, but adding that third, like in the middle of my day, washing my face has made a difference for me. It might be too much for your skin. So you just need to find, again, what works best for you. If you have really dry or really sensitive skin, maybe just stick to cleansing once daily in the evening. But everybody's skin is different, just like everybody's body is different, just like everything is really different for each individual. Bio-individuality is a thing. I talk about this in lots of my other episodes. Finding what works best for you. It's same with your skin. So don't just take my word for it and do exactly what I do, unless it sounds like you have similar skin to me. My skin is kind of an even, balanced skin. Like it's pretty, it's not oily, it's not super dry, normal, I guess, but it is oily on my chin and super prone to breakouts, especially around the time of my period. So if that sounds similar to you, you might want to try what I'm doing. But if you have excessively oily or super dry skin, then just find what works best for you. It's really important to experiment, just like with the foods you eat. It's really important to find what works best for you. Okay, now I want to get into some tips for healthy, beautiful, glowing skin, because some of this stuff seems like common sense, but I wasn't doing it for a long time. And after I made sure to kind of include this in my, kind of regiment and what I do for my skin, I've noticed a huge difference. And so I wanted to share some of these with you guys, just in case you might not be aware or might need just some tips for healthy skin. So the first thing is to drink lots of water. You should be doing this anyway. I mean, you don't want to drink way too much water, but you want to be drinking probably more water than you're drinking now, unless you're a super hydrated bitch, then you're good to go. But the majority of people don't drink enough water. I can say that bottom line, when I was health coaching, that was kind of the first thing that I would start with my clients was, how much water are you drinking? And sometimes it was shocking. Some of my clients were like, I don't really drink water ever. And I was like, oh man, that's not good. So make sure you're drinking lots of water. Hydrated skin is glowing skin. It's healthier. It helps flush out toxins a little bit more. And that's the number one thing for me is drinking lots of water. If I'm on like vacation or something like that and I'm not drinking enough water, my skin starts to look just a little bit dry and not so good. So first thing, drink lots of water. That's really good for your body in general. We're made up of mostly water. So drink lots of water, number one tip. And what I really like starting my day doing is drinking a liter of warm lemon water. Helps get your digestive system going. It's good for your immune system. It helps get your metabolism all revved up. So if you haven't tried drinking a glass of warm lemon water in the morning, then try doing that. You might notice a difference in your skin and just overall feeling of well-being. The next little tip that I have for you is to eat nutrient-dense foods. Again, this just might sound like a given, but a lot of people don't do this. If you're listening to this podcast and you've listened to some of my past episodes, then you probably know that I'm a huge proponent of eating really nutrient-dense foods, limiting your processed foods, all of that stuff. But the more colorful foods you're eating, the more fruits, the more vegetables, eating a wide variety of that stuff is really, really helpful for your skin. It's kind of like changing your skin from the inside out, which is ideal. Instead of having to use a ton of products and really trying to fix it that way, you try eating nutrient-dense foods and I bet you'll notice a difference. So dark leafy greens, carrots, I mean, I could go on and on. There are thousands of fruits and vegetables, but just make sure you're eating a wide variety of whole, healthy, nutrient-dense foods. And if you're not sure which foods are rich in nutrients, then you can use something like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal. You can log what you're eating for a day, and you can kind of look at each food and say, oh, wow, this is really high in vitamin K. This is high in iron. This is high in vitamin C. This is high in whatever it is you're looking for. And you can kind of start to get an idea of what foods are providing you with what nutrients, and then you can eat really nutrient-dense foods after kind of learning about what those are. So again, when I'm on vacation and I'm eating more of like the vegan junky foods and not eating really nutrient-dense foods like I typically do at home, I notice a change in my skin. I'll usually get home from vacation, or if it's a longer vacation, I start to like get breakouts and blemishes and just my skin doesn't look as healthy. So huge tip, eat nutrient-dense foods. It's great for you all around, but it's really, really good for your skin. You also want to be making sure that you're exercising regularly or as regularly as you can. This really, really helps to boost your circulation, which helps nourish the skin cells and keeps them vital. Again, it's like cleansing your face from the inside out. So make sure you're exercising. All of these tips are really good for you in general, but they really, really do help with the health of your skin. So exercising regularly, get your heart rate up, even if you're just going on a walk or a hike, or if you like to lift weights or dance around your house naked, which I love doing because it feels really fun and free and good, and it helps get my heart rate up, and I love music. So whatever it is, rollerblading, ice skating, you can find something fun and try to incorporate it into your daily routine, and it will really, really help your skin look more vibrant and healthy. The next thing I have is to be really aware of any food sensitivities and allergies that you might have, because they can end up presenting themselves as acne or blemishes or breakouts on your skin. And so a lot of people can be allergic to gluten or wheat, or have a sensitivity at least. Same with like citrus or soy. There's lots of different things that people can have allergies or sensitivities to. So whether you want to go get like a full allergy sensitivity panel at your doctor where they test you for everything and let you know what you might have a sensitivity to, or you just want to do like an elimination diet where you remove, say, gluten from your diet for a week and then add it back in and see if you have any negative side effects, that can be something that you might not even be aware of. You might be having lots of blemishes or just not great looking skin, and it could be because you have a slight sensitivity to something you're eating or actually an allergy. So being aware of that in whatever way works best for you to find out can be really, really helpful. And like I kind of mentioned before when I was talking about eating nutrient-dense foods, it's really, really helpful to limit your processed foods and eat more healthy whole foods. Most faces don't enjoy sugar or lots of just any kind of processed food full of oil and chemicals and all of that stuff. If you try to eat as many whole, healthy, plant-based foods as possible, that will really help your skin look even better. Reducing stress is super important as well. This can cause, as you guys probably know, because I know, anytime I'm really stressed out, I'll typically break out a little bit and I can tell, oh, that's a stress zit. I can just tell. So reducing your stress in whatever way you can, whether you're meditating, going on walks, journaling, whatever it is, try to reduce your stress as much as possible. Also, most of today's chronic diseases can be linked back to stress. So it's good for your body all over. Like I said, most of these are, but really reduce your stress in any way you can, and I promise you'll see a difference. Another thing that I find really important is that I change my pillowcases and wash my blankets once a week. I was doing my pillowcases once a week, but I wasn't washing like my blankets as often. But then I realized, oh, this is like up against my face. This needs to be washed more often. So I do that once a week, and I've noticed a really big difference from doing that as well. I use sunscreen if I know I'm going to be in the sun for an extended period of time. This is important no matter what. Use sunscreen. So important. I try not to wear makeup unless I feel like I want to. It's just really not a good cycle to get into. I find that it's like a vicious cycle of, oh, I've got a zit. I'm going to put on some makeup so you can't really see it, because I don't feel comfortable going out with just like a giant red zit on my face, or like the white pussy zit type thing with the red around it. I just feel so insecure, and I would just like rather go home. It's like all I can think about. So I usually put on like a little bit of concealer or something, but then I'll notice that the area around it, the pores will kind of get clogged, or that actual like acne breakout itself will start to look a lot worse. So if I don't have to, like if I'm staying home for the day, I don't put any makeup on. And if I'm going to just the grocery store, I've just been trying to like reduce the amount of times that I'm covering up anything that I feel like I want to cover up. Like I said, it's just a vicious cycle, and then it's even worse and you got to put more on. So I just try not to wear makeup unless I feel like I want to. And otherwise I just try to not do it at all. Another thing that is really important and that I'm really bad at is to try not to pick at your breakouts and your blemishes. Like I'm one of those people that really likes popping zits. I know it sounds gross, but I am not the only one. There are a lot of people that like to, and if you don't, good for you. I am jealous, but it's like a stress reliever and it's addicting, and I'll find myself in the bathroom just like trying to pop blackheads and all that stuff. I'm like, no, stop. So really try not to do this because it makes it so much worse. I mean, I know this and I still do it sometimes, but I find that the less that I do that and kind of let the blemish kind of work its way out and play itself out, the better it looks. So try not to pick at or touch or pop any of your breakouts and blemishes, and that will really, really help. And I mentioned this before, but the last little tip for healthy skin that I've got for you is to wash your hands before you touch your face ever. Even if you feel like your hands are clean, just wash them. I wash them before I wash my face. And anytime that I'm like touching my face for any reason, putting on that like essential corrective complex on any of my blemishes, I will just wash my hands first, because your hands are oily and dirty, especially when you're touching your phone or your computer or doorknobs or anything like that, money. Wash your hands before you touch your face, bottom line. And that is it for you. That's my full vegan and cruelty-free skincare routine and my tips for healthy, glowing skin. So I really hope you liked this episode. I've been planning on doing this for a while because I've had a lot of people say, hey, I want to know what you do for your skin. Even before my skin started to clear up, I had a lot of requests for a vegan skincare routine, and I've got a lot of requests for like vegan, cruelty-free household cleaning products and my hair care routine and all that stuff. So I'll try to work those in along with all of the other episodes. A lot of my episodes are really kind of like specific topic based, like what's the deal with honey and is the Impossible Burger vegan and how to get enough nutrients. And I really want this podcast to kind of be like almost like a course in how to go vegan. So this was one that's a little bit more not so like educational, but I just really wanted to share what I do just in case it encourages you or inspires you to try some new things or maybe some new products. And I just felt like this was something that I wanted to be in the topic lineup. So I hope you liked this episode. I had fun doing this one. It wasn't quite so information heavy and just kind of sharing about my life, which feels good. It's not quite so much like preparation. I think I told you guys that What's the Deal with Honey episode took a month of research and putting together and all that stuff. So it kind of feels good sometimes to take a break from such heavy information and just share something about my life and share what I am doing to keep my skin looking really healthy and glowing. And like I said, I had some people reach out and ask what I've been doing differently. And some people say you should do a podcast episode about it because it's really noticeable. And it actually is really noticeable. Like my skin is so much more clear than it used to be. Even my friends and stuff are like, why does your skin look so good? I'm like, I'm telling you, it's the skincare routine. It's that little spinner brush, that exfoliator brush. And it's these products. I really, really am loving these products. They've made a huge difference in my face. So again, if you want to try out any of their stuff, then you can use the code howtovegan, again, all one word, just howtovegan, and I'll leave all of this stuff in the show notes. So if you're like, can't remember later on, find the show notes, and I'll leave the link to their website and the friend little discount code that I have for you, howtovegan. Use it at checkout and you'll get $10 off your first purchase of $50. So it's a good deal. And if you're skeptical at all about anything that I've said, go to their website, read the reviews. You'll see I'm not the only one like yelling these praises from the top of my roof, because this is like changing people's lives, and your face is the first thing that people see. So it's really nice to present yourself in a confident way. And I've just felt so much more confident going out in public, not wearing as much makeup, filming videos, all of the stuff, getting on Instagram stories. I just don't feel like, oh, I got to cover up this little zit. I have to, because I'm kind of insecure about it. And I wish I wasn't so insecure, but I am. I'm working on it. And this stuff has actually really, really helped. It's not just the Osea products, the apple cider vinegar toner, the little spinning exfoliator brush. And if you're interested in knowing the exact exfoliator brush I use, then go watch my YouTube video that's called My Skincare Routine. And I talk about it a little bit more there. Again, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast channel on YouTube. Go follow How to Vegan Podcast on Instagram. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcasts. It really helps so much. I love reading through your guys' reviews because you guys are so nice. Like, oh man, I read one today that literally made me cry. So thank you so much to those of you who go to Apple Podcasts or iTunes and leave a review and a rating. Like I said, it helps so much, and it's just something really simple and easy that you can do, and it makes such a big difference for the podcast. If you have any ideas for an episode, which, oh my God, you guys send me the best ideas, then go leave a comment on one of my YouTube videos. You can send me a DM. You can go to the How to Vegan Podcast Instagram page and find, I don't know, whatever upload you want to find, whatever post you want to find, and recommend an episode on there. I will totally see it, and I promise I will add it to my list of episodes to do. I have so many episodes that I have planned for you guys. So this podcast is not going anywhere anytime soon, because I have so many ideas for episodes for you guys, and a lot of them come from you. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, oh, I want her to do an episode on this, then come find me and let me know, and I'll definitely add it to my list. So again, all of the links for everything that I've mentioned will be in the show notes at kristenpound.com/podcast. Again, I think it's / I think I was saying / before. kristenpound.com/podcast, or you can just go to kristenpound.com and click on the podcast tab. Everything that I talked about will be linked there. So it's a perfect place to go to find all of the stuff that I talked about. So again, I hope you liked this episode. This was a nice little fun, lighter one for me to record for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. Your support and your love and your ears listening to this means so much to me. So thank you to those who listen to the very end. Y'all are my real homies. I love you. And I will just catch you in the next episode of the How to Vegan Podcast. Peace out.